Microphone. Does help if I turn that on, doesn't it? Hello, welcome to the stream. Apologies for the slightly late setup. I was mucking around with OBS because trying to get Division working yesterday, I've altered several settings. And then I came to load it all up and everything was all over the show. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad for you. Too much like ours. We shall see. We shall hopefully find out if this works. Should be an easy enough stream today because it's just really going to be the webcam whilst I doodle away. So without further ado, I'll go to the large webcam and we can then have a tackle of what I'm going to do today. 1 minute. Click. Right. Have you looking over there? Where can you go where you won't get in the way too much? You can go down there and just stare ominously at people. Right, so my task for today is to pick up a piece of art that I was working on digitally. However, there was a bit of a hiccup. When my hard drives died, I actually did lose this file. So I could go back to trying to do it again digitally, because it was taking a photograph that a friend had done and turning it into more of a like a patch or a sticker creation, something that could be used for that. And I'd managed to more or less get it all done. Just finishing up the colours, and yeah, I had a hard drive issue, and that's gone. So I'm like, really not interested in starting that one again digitally. So I thought I'll try it this way, see if it works. And that will be what I am trying today. So without further ado, I'm going to find the image from the Book of Faces. He says. I think I saved it on here somewhere. I did, yes. Right, okay. So I have the basic image ready. I shall have a go at that and see where we go from there. Hopefully the music isn't coming through. I just need something to relax to myself a bit today, so I just put it on quietly in the background. I've told OBS not to capture it, so we'll see if that actually works. Right, so first of all, let's try and maximize the use of the page. So I'm going to have gun. Yes, it is a lass with a rifle. Shock and horror, me drawing a lass with a rifle. I know, crazy. Well, yeah, it's kind of annoying that I lost the other artwork, but oh well. Excretion occurs. So head's about there, so that's what I wanted to try and tackle to start with. So I've got to try and keep this somewhat realistic, I guess. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. Not turning it into much of an anime face. But to start with, I just want to try and see if I can get the proportions on one page. So this might take a few attempts. Right. So they have. I think I'm going to run out of paper here, aren't I? I am. Because if I've only got. They've got the belt, they've got the jacket underneath. Yeah, I'm going to run out of paper. Fudge. I knew this would be a problem. I was either going to do it way too big or way too small. So let's just try and fit what I can on. Gotta watch out that I can't put the paper up here because that's where the legs of the tripod are. I appreciate it's probably not coming through that clear for you. I do apologise. At the minute I'm just doing very light pencil sketches. Right, so we're gonna need us turn page over and start again. So I need to make sure I've got rifle included. So let's make that smaller. So that rifle should be let's just try boxing it in like a anime drawing. I don't worry about turning it back into a realistic one after that. But I figure if I can get proportions down, or at least a basic body proportion in place, I can work from there at creating the image. Actually no, because it'd be hand and arm comes like that. And then it's more of a straight arm up there. I really should actually tackle one of these as an anime style one, see if they'd prefer that. Oh, it's a bit bigger than what I'd sketched out, but that's fine, that's fine. We'll just try and get as much as I can on here. Make sure I've got at least the size right. And helmet. They've got that fudge, so it needs to be more over there. Let's try and get that down here, so I think I put that knee too low down, haven't I? Yes, I have. Lost my mental pulse level. So, yeah. And yes, at the moment it is very, very boxy. Again, it's just to get a rough idea of stuff. Ah, there it is. Oh, I do apologise, got a slight running nose. Right, so that would have... If it right at the bottom, I can adjust it later, but at least I can have something. Right, okay. Now I can start trying to actually copy the photo more. And try and get this to match. Yeah, Right, so let's look at that image closer. Go gadget zoom. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted you to do. I want you to zoom, not swap image. So I think it needed to be higher up actually. Fuck. Okay, let's move that higher up then. So there's what appears to be some kind of pouch there. The image I'm working off is done in like atmospheric dark lighting, so I'm now trying to make sense of atmospheric dark lighting. Lighting? There, I can get my words out. Lighting. To figure out what's what on this. But there you are. Hidden. So yeah, for anyone who may have joined since I did the initial spiel, what I'm doing is I'm having to redraw an image I was doing digitally for a friend that I've lost in a hard drive issue that I had. So I decided I'd give it a go doing it traditional and redrawing it this way, which comes with its own set of challenges, mostly trying to redraw a photo onto paper, which is interesting, especially considering I'm trying not to make this very anime-like. But it's a lot more difficult than the original piece I did, just because obviously when you're doing it digitally you can literally just effectively trace over the lines easy. Now I'm having to sort of look and pay attention to what's going on and see about making sure I get all it looking correct. Right, so I need to go back to that and move up. Alright, so that has strap coming up past 8. Let's do that because that folds up over it. But yeah, my friend who requested this is looking ideally to do either patches or stickers with these, and wants it sort of like the nose art kind of art that you get on World War II bombers and stuff like that. So that's roughly what I'm trying to aim for. So I figure the traditional colouring would sort of fit that as well. With the way that I colour it in, it'd be very cel shady, and I figured that would work. We'll see, we'll see. I don't know if I'll get to the colouring part today, but I will truck on anyway. I need to try and make up for lost time with this. Unfortunately, mental health issues have not been kind, and there's been times where I've just looked at this and gone, oh, I don't think I could do that, and just shied away from it when I shouldn't have. Such is life. So yes, I figure if I do it now it's done, or I'm getting it done, I'll get it out the way this way. No, they're actually really small pouches, moss colored ones, but I'll just do that for now. And there's a belt. Might be a bit lower than that, put it there. It's my old favourite classic style of chunky belt. Right then. Whenever I'm drawing Liu, I give her belts like this because they're easy to draw. Put a line down there. That belt needs to move along more. Oh, fudge cakes. Right, okay, no worries. No biggie, no biggie. I have to move that back. Just trying to go off where that is. And then we have collar. Doobie-doo-doo. So followed by an internal jacket, and then what appears to be a Norgie underneath. I don't know what happened to my Norgies. I like Norgies. I'll be damned if I know where mine are. It's weird trying to draw a face that isn't an anime one. It's like, I've got to try and keep features in place. So anyone who might be watching that's seen the previous streams will know this is the last that looks like Ripley. It's that image that I was doing before, just non-traditional. Well, I get the feeling I may end up having to adjust this ever so slightly so I can actually colour it easier. We shall see. We shall see. Apologies if my head gets on camera. So I'm going to try and yeah, there's a reason why I hate drawing human faces now. You get used to drawing anime ones for so long, and you come to draw a human one, and you're like, that doesn't look right. It looks really grumpy. You were grumpy to begin with, sorry, it's just... it's how I'm drawing. But yeah, it looks really tiny, and like that looks odd. So practicing new things, trying new ways of drawing. Ooh, may have gone too high on that. And here we have... So my plan with this is get a rough sketch done, get it so that it's got everything that was requested on the original, because the original photograph had a standard AK-47, and my friend wanted that changed to this kind of funky looking modernised one. So I'm going to add in all the requested changes and such, make sure I'm happy with the line art, and then I will see about tracing it onto marker paper and colouring. And depending on how well I am delving into this, I might just sort of say, well, if I'm doing okay at it, I'll just keep at it and end the stream at an appropriate time rather than trying to keep to a fixed time on this. But we shall see. I appreciate other people might want to be watching other streamers and stuff like that. Or, you know, living a life. Right, let's just try and get all the creases and such in, and then I'll worry about the helmet that's going to go there. Because the other change was, the original helmet was, I don't know, is that a Mitch helmet? I think it is. like a SWAT style helmet, early SWAT style, and they wanted that changed to a fast style. So I have to try and add that in as well. But thankfully they are similar sizes, so I can get away with this. Ooh, come on. Hands. Curse of any artist. Except those that like drawing hands. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those yet. I haven't got to that stage where I'm comfortable with hands. I have started doing some late night drawings. Mostly because, you know, insomnia is a pain in the backside. So I tackle drawings late at night. Oh god, that's awful, that actually. And I use them as practice for drawing different poses in anatomy. And then in the morning I can look at them with a fresh pair of eyes and go, oh, Gordon Bennett, that's awful. And then try and tackle and correct what's wrong. But it's been okay to do that. And it stops the insomnia weasels annoying me. Right, 1 second, just need to actually grab my helmet. Yeah. Alright, just out of reach. There it is, got you. Ha! One advantage to actually owning a fast helmet, so hopefully I can get this on camera. No, it's a little bit big, but yeah, this is a airsoft fast helmet. So it's the one with, they've got like the fancy rails on the side, which they attach bits to. So I've got to change the original helmet design to this. So I'm literally just going to hold this in an awkward position and try and sketch this again, like I did the last time I did this one. The difference being is on mine I've got ear defenders. Probably should change out when I get some proper comms and stuff like that sorted. Let's put place for the plate, then bend that around there. It's going to have to move there. And then holes over here, 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 and then there's one at the back. But I don't need to worry about that then. Right, let's put that down somewhere. I'd put it on the head, but that'll get warm. I cook easy. So let's just erase that. And sort that up there. So let's look at how that's going. Right. Not happy with that hand. That needs to change. Let's get the rest of this helmet drawn in, and then I can worry about how that hand needs to change. So let's get this bit for the rail drawn. The advantage to doing it traditional is it's a lot quicker for me to draw this way rather than it is digitally. Because all I've got digitally is a tablet, essentially like drawing on this and not actually seeing it on here but on the screen. I have seen those like groovy laptops which you like turn the top of and you can draw on top of the screen. I'm just like, that'd be awesome. Gonna get a quick drink. But they also cost a lot, so yeah. actually just looking up at my wall of patches and I'm like, oh yeah. If I keep it cel shaded, it makes things easier for doing it on the patch. Stuff to think on. Anyway, back to the art. Oh, it doesn't help that I've actually covered up my front plate now with an actual camera. Oh, yes, I hope everyone is having a good day, or has had a good day. Again, depending on wherever you are when you're watching this. It's the middle of the week. Rejoice. For those of you that don't work the weekend, it's brilliant because it means you're getting closer to it. And those that do work the weekend, you have my sympathies. Yeah, it should be there. Yes, even when I'm using a photo for reference, I still hate drawing hands. Stop being a cursed denying things to draw, goddammit. Yo, Volan, welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping by. Oh, I see awesome emotes. Nikon. How are you this evening, Volan? Oh, evening, Penana. Thanks for popping by. Feel free to curl up in the corner. I keep it warm. You can have some comfort as well. Wait, no. Oh, wait. That's Australian. Off to the corner she goes. Drowsy, I got revocated a fan sub to a cosplay in Japan, is quite nice. How's Cutie Mots? Oh, yes. They are awesome. So yeah, I don't know if you've been around to hear the issue that I've had, but I lost the file for the image I was working on from a friend. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to redo it at some point. So I decided I'd give it a bash, traditional style. So, yeah. It's one way of putting it. So yeah, I just want to try and get the basics drawn here, and then I can give it a go, colouring it, and get it done that way, because it'll be a lot quicker for me to do it like that. It's just weird me having to draw on paper someone that isn't anime. Proportions look really, really, really off to me. You know, I look at it, I'm like, that face isn't you know, I've drawn the face too small, the eyes are too small, and it's just. I'm like, actually, no, that's right. That's kind of the Rippy looking one. Yes, yes. That's. Don't know if the camera's picking that up clearly enough. So yeah, I've had to make a start on that one again. It's the second time around on it, because the first one I started sketching too big. But I wanted to try and use all the paper, just because it'll make things easier when it comes to actually colouring it. I'll have an easier time doing that. Right, let's just ghost the arm in for a second whilst I figure out if I've got to find that AK again that they wanted. Let's at least get that hands on. At least with AKs the grips tend to be the same. Give or take some minor differences, but I don't have to worry too much about that changing. I can at least get the grip sorted. Of course, the downside for doing this again is I'm going to start looking at the other AK and be like, I wonder if A2 can get that in. No, bad cat. Right, okay. Let's. Did I do the smart thing and save this at all anywhere on my drive? Right, yeah, I've got one. There's it. See, the grip is on is slightly different. Oh, let's move that image so I can still keep an eye on chat. That does help. The other thing I could technically do is grab hold of my AK and use that for some of the references, because it's mostly just the stock and the forward furniture that's different on this. Airsoft, for when you want to play as the soldier on the weekends and then sketch guns on the others. So that's the mic well. How does AK look on that? So it's more inside. So there's a polymer mic. Well, evening Saber, thanks for dropping by. Hope all is okay with you. So I'm going to assume it's like most polymags with a fat funky bass. there's a little bit in front, and then you get the handguard. Oh. Of course, having the sodding tripod slap bang in front of the monitor is again biting me in the arse. I'll have a look at that. Oh wait, no, I can't. I've just stuck a sodding tripod in front of it. Looks like Picatinny rail. What I get the feeling I'm going to run out of space here. I'm not careful. So that grip goes forward to a point and then back. So the point would be there. And then back. Ooh, right to the edge of the paper. And then it's back and straight, so back. Straight for that. Did it have any particular... oh, it had that funky lever, didn't it? Okay. So we're going to have... standard AK bolt handle. AK can... where does it... it comes down there, that's fine. A bolt handle was like a... it came down here as well. So yeah, that dropped down. Sorry, I'm muttering to myself again. I'm shouldn't have to try and talk to people. So I'm just sat here just going like some kind of defunct modem. Is that an AK platform gun? It is indeed. It is the redrawing of the image I was drawing for my friend who wanted this as something to do for like patches or stickers and things like that. And I lost the image in the hard drive, kaputskiness. So I figured I would have a go at redrawing it this way. Let's get the image. So the stock. Can you move the image, please? So the stock sort of falls down to the butt plate. Press it to record. On that one there, it goes forward. So yeah, line goes forward, line comes down. Let's drop that plate there. Let's extend the stock because I think that's where I struggle otherwise. To keep. Right, so look, there's look out the inner jacket, poking out the outer jacket. Like that. Alright, okay. Looks like the cost off from Destiny. Wouldn't surprise me if they sort of got a bit of inspiration from either ICS got it from them or they decided to take it from the ICS gun. Because I don't think it's an actual Russian use design. I think it's more ICS were like, hey guys, we can make a funky looking AK. And the head beam countering charge went, yes. Image on Discord, yes. Let's have a quick look. Alright, yeah. Funnily enough, I did see, I can't remember where I saw it now, but I did see like a Magwell adapter for M4s that has that kind of grip at the front. So you could technically get like an M4 to look like that. And considering you also see the ubiquitous push to jam button on the side of it, I can see that they've based that off an M4 or Armalite. An unholy mix of AK and M4. Don't they already have one of them? Because I know that A2 had one at one point and I was really tempted, but it was too expensive at the time. But I was like, it's an M4 that takes AK max. But most of my trips to A2 could be summed up with that. They had this really nice thing in that was really expensive. Of course, me being me, I'm thinking, when all this lockdown nonsense has finally gone over, my first thing might be a field trip out to him. Like, hey guys, you missed me? Of course, the fun comes in actually trying to colour this. So they have this thing I like, but it's expensive. So anyway, that's when I bought half the shop. I'd love to laugh and say, you know, haha, what a joke. Yeah, ask Volon. That's that. Looking better. So we'll get the zip curve down. I just get to go visit Say Hi with a clear conscience. Well, yeah, I do sort of go in there and be like, hey guys, it's the thing, I don't get to visit them that often, so if I'm going to go there, I'm going to make the most of it. It's not my fault they don't have a shop in Plymouth. Oh wait, I think I actually see this now, looking at that. It looks like that. I'm assuming it drops down there. Otherwise it just looks really weird, this thing having this one-sided pouch on there. I'm still not convinced that that's right, but zooming in doesn't really clear much up for me. Because to me this looks like the bottom of a jacket underneath a jacket. Those feels I've made it way too long, I'll have to shorten it up. Yeah. Actually, looking at the picture again, it looks like there's only one flap with the pocket on, and I'm like, it's just weird. So let's try that again. So that's a lot bigger, that should come down more. So the best thing about doing all this on bog standard paper is it's okay to cock up. So let's try and get this pant leg sorted. So one of the knees. Running out of space on the bottom. And then it's A2, they will want them. I can't imagine A2 just looking at what plans that you've got and going, oh no, we're not interested in that. They'd be like, ooh, can you make more? You show off your toys and they just be going, we'd like to know more. So that has a crease there as it goes over the top and folds in. So what's this? Just under an hour, and I've almost managed to get the basics done compared to how long it took me to do it before. Oh, it's these weird boots. I think most boots are weird. They go on feet, and feet are weird. Now why can't we just have like chibi feet? It's so much easier to draw. And chibis have no difficulty walking around, so we'd be fine. The loosest done up pair of boots I've ever seen anyone wear. I mean, seriously, I put my boots on like this when I've got to run out, put the bins in or something like that. Mechanical burst fire. It'd be interesting. And I know I've got it on the VP70, but if you're talking like AEG, it'd be certainly interesting to get done. Although part of me is just wondering if it's worth just getting one of those electronic trigger units that you can get that just do it for you. Because both my UMP and SO10 have burst fire. And they're on like the Ares electronic trigger stuff. But yeah, the mechanical one would be kind of cool. I remember going back quite a while, because it was when Tokyo Maru brought out the SIG line. They had the 550 and everything. Its big thing was it had like a first for Airsoft, which was a programmable. What's it programmable? You could amend, alter the amount of burst fire you got from it, from the prototypical burst all the way up to 7. And it's like, who wants a 7-round burst, folks? Yeah, no worries, Penna. That's not a problem. That's okay. I'm not too bad. Apart from the usual issues, which I just deal with by trying to sketch. Otherwise, yeah, not too bad. Hope things were okay with you. Hope it was nothing too serious. Alright. So let's zoom back to the face and try and get this done. Leftover work stuff, okay. That's fine. As long as everything's all okay. Still think the eyes are too small. Curse anime drawing. Although these are going to be an utter sod to try and colour. That much I know. Tie it up a bit. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's the best I can get picture-wise without turning it into an anime picture, I guess. I'm going to have so much fun trying to colour this hair in. Not that much. Yeah. Yes, I'm wait out and chill. I've even turned the heating off. But then that's also because I cook, so... Steals ice from mixing grasshoppers. Is that some kind of drink? I'm going to assume so, because otherwise I've just got this image of putting grasshoppers in ice, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Again, here we watch a grasshopper in its unnatural environment, a bucket of ice. Well, if you've ever seen Miss Kobayashi's Meg Dragon, you'll, yeah, you're not too far off with Saber, to be honest there. Nose. Looks a bit too high. Bring the nose down a tad. Haha, got your nose. Well, I would say that well, I think the best way I can fit it all on that I'd do. So now I have the fun of copying this onto marker paper and then colouring. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. Don't worry if you hear a scream, it's just me going Rah! As I try and do this. Right, marker paper. Where are you? There. Let's move my helmet before I drop it on something expensive. Would not be the first time. Oh. Right, just gonna quickly rest my, or flex my wrist a bit. Oh, I'm sure I shouldn't be able to hear it click like that. That's usually a bad sign, right? surprised with all the wrist exercise I get, you wouldn't think I'd have a problem. But and yes, I did just go there. Right. Time to blind the camera. Oops, I've actually plugged that into the hole and not press it underneath. Okay. Gonna be turning on my light box, so the camera's gonna be brightly flooded for just a moment. You may wish to look away now. I've just seen as well. Nuts, that's one thing I didn't realise in this one. Alright, I just realised that the chat box has been hiding off screen because I readjusted the resolution of everything I've been doing to try and get better streaming out of my computer. So I told it to do a smaller canvas resolution so everything's all shoved off. Forgot about that one. Right. Just close them down. Where are you? Oh, you're in the top corner, that's fine. Okay, pens. That's usually the next good starting point, is to get a pen that can work with. I think what I might do once I've done with this is I'll end the stream and then try a quick stream of Division, just to see if lowering all the settings, or I might actually jump into Deep Rock, that's quicker to get into, because the Division takes an age to load up for some bizarre reason. But yeah, just to see if that works, because I took a look at the Deep Rock gameplay and oh my god, how could you sit through it? I didn't think it was that bad. But I've told OBS to capture it at a lot lower res, so hopefully that'll come through better. We will see. Oh god, that stuff kicks. Right, okay. Here we go. Hopefully my head's not on camera. Apologies if it is. Oh, plus I did shave it the other day, so it should at least be somewhat shiny. think what I'll probably do is do, like I did on the pencil sketch, I'll do some definition in pen for the hair, just so that when I come to colour it, there's some definition there, I guess. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to capture it with the markers alone. You guys have no idea how I'm going to colour this. Well, I do, it's going to be backlit, but I have no faith in my skills with Copics yet to be able to get all this done, but oh well, we shall find out. Ah, the classic cocktail, I see. I think the most exciting thing that I do is when I replace my semi-skimmed milk with full fat milk for my tea. It's like pushing the boat out for me. But when I did drink, I never really had cocktails. I don't know, there's just something about them I never thought I'd try. Ooh, fudge. Sorry, I just smacked the bloody tripods down with my head. Rawr, head smash. Right. Get the feeling this is what fluffy hair is like in real life. It's a lot easier to draw when it's animated. Actually kind of fun as well. I've got, I think it's like one of the Synthogear OSTs going, and it's got Takagaki Ayahi doing, the only way I know it is the Hovis song, from that advert where the kid's got his bike on top of the hill and he's going about how he's going to push it and all that. It is that song, sung all in Japanese, and what I expect at the end of it each time is Hovis. Okay. that's that bit done, thankfully. Grasshopper is an after-dinner cocktail. You see, that was always lost on me. I just thought you'd have them whenever. And again, when I drank, I wasn't really what I call cultured with stuff. You see, back when I was a wee little lad, back in my day, 19-dickety-2, we had to use the word dickety because back then we didn't have a word for 90. I was very lucky when I drank. I just remember I never got hangovers, such like that. The only time I did was when I decided I'd had enough and I downed 2/3 a bottle of vodka in about half hour. Yeah, that definitely left a hangover in the morning. And funnily enough, that was also the last time I ever actually drank. When I was a young warthog. Nah, I couldn't describe myself as a warthog because I'd get offended. That I also, every time I think of warthogs, I also think of the bloody Carvin Halo. When I was a wee nipper, yeah. Still, we're only as old as we let ourselves feel. Which is why I act like a child so often. Let's dress up as a woman and run around conventions scarring people, because that's what adults do. I'd also get to do whatever the heck they want with exponent sales to anyone if it's legal anyway. Yeah, yeah. We also get to do all the things that we wanted to as kids, but we could never afford. As a child, it's like that Lego set costs like £30. We can't afford that. As an adult, that Lego set costs £150. I'll buy it. Also, I don't know if anybody else has done this, but I've found myself falling into the trap that my mum used to fall into, and I always used to complain to her. We'd go shopping, and you'd be like, I need milk, bread, cereal. And we'd come out with milk, bread, cereal, pasta, pizzas, chicken, this, that, and the other. Like, we only went in for like, 3 things, and we've come up with half a shop. And I was used to sort of moan at her as a kid, and I end up doing the same now, and I'm like, oh my god, I've turned into my own parents. Fandom is wasted on youth, yes. Absolutely. When I perfect my, youth returning Ray, and we're able to have the youth stolen from all those that don't deserve it, we'll be able to go back and relive everything as kids. But with the knowledge of adults, it'd be awesome. I know what this buys everything. Yep. Well, I'll still do my best to be in and out of shops as quickly as possible. Not due to anything to do with the current climate, I just hate shopping. I understand that some people do like to meander around and browse and stuff, and I'm like, I just want to get in, get what I need, and get out. Job done. Hey Jay, thanks for popping by. Welcome to the stream. The best thing about drone fabric is you don't need the lines to be straight. You can get away with them not being. I should draw it more often. Woo. don't think I'll be able to get this coloured on stream, but hey, I can always do it later. Oh, just get my spine back. I should draw more and sleep less, but here we are. Yeah, I'm doing the same. I sort of go to bed. I try to go to bed early, but I end up being awake till about 2 in the morning, so I've just said stuff it and start drawing. Okay, I'll admit some of them I can't really show on Twitch, but you know, it's all anatomy practice. It's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. Oops, that went too far. Balls. Okay, let's see how easy it is to repair this. Actually, it's not too big an issue. I've now got a white pen. I can actually hide that fairly easy. It's like, what error, comrade? I have no idea what you're talking about. Take a look, the paper is all white. Just ignore the really, really white part. Oh, I put that in the wrong place because I keep rubbing my hands over it. Spines are important to keep healthy. Yay! I've just got to remember every so often to actually, you know, sit back and remember it's there. I have an annoying habit when drawing to lean in really close. Which is why I'm always worried my head's going to be slapped on camera somewhere, because I'm just, you know, manual zoom. Move head closer to object. Again, once I've perfected those bionic eyes, we'll be fine. I won't have to worry about this anymore. But until then, the Mark 1 eyeball has to suffice. Ooh, yeah, you had your vaccine thing. So I take it it's the side effects have been playing havoc with you. Still, nothing wrong with having kips throughout the day. It's just your body's way of saying it needs to recover a bit. Okay, the downside with drawn guns is they generally require straight lines. Now, if I was smart, I'd have a ruler, but you know, that involves being smart and prepared. So that's something worse than having the actual flu. No, your arm is just killing me. Yeah, that's pretty much how most vaccines go. Although there's one lady I used to work with at work who was like, I'm not having vaccines because they just give you the virus instead. Because work was giving out like free flu vaccinations before everything all went wrong. And I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I don't technically need, a vaccine. I'm not like in any of the danger groups, but giving it out for free, I'd take it because I'd rather have the vaccination and herd immunity kind of thing for them. Which was like, I'm not going to have it because it gives you the virus. You haven't checked how these things work, have you? And then because I had a reaction to it, I had a wonderful swelling on my arm where it went in. She was like, see, it's causing a bad effect on you. And I'm like, no, I'm just react to medication. I'm used to it with my body. I'm not aware of where else they insert the vaccine. I always thought it was just the arm. Is there like another location that I'm just not aware of? As soon as we're all vaccinated, as soon as the pubs can reopen. Well, there is that, I suppose. Although living across from the pub, I'd happier it stayed closed, but that's just me. It's bloody noisy buggers. But it would be nice to get back to some form of normality, so yeah. Well, I have to check, Jay, because there are some vaccinations that you don't get in your arm. I suppose in a way it's nice that some people can just, that's the only thing they've got to worry about is, when's the pub's going to be back open, and when can I go shopping again without having to wear masks, as some people are so pissy about that. I don't like masks, but I'd rarely wear one. I had an elderly guy, I was doing my laundry today, and he came in and as I went out to sweat up my stuff, he was there and had his mask like all around his neck, and he was like, oh bloody hell, I got a mask. And he wasn't annoyed, it's just that he said he finds it difficult to breathe through the mask. And I was just like, well, I'm wearing a mask, that's fine, and we're by far, well far apart from each other. I said, so you just be you. I said, if someone else comes in, yeah, put your mask on. I said, but with me, I'm so far away from you and it doesn't bother me, so just, be yourself. And he's like, nope. He's like, I'll wear it. He says, if I ever forget to wear it, he says, I'll be in trouble. I was like contrasting him to the other guy I had a while back who was kicking off such a fuss. I was just like, bloody hell. There's more of that guy, please. I also think he put his mask on back to front, but I don't want to tell him that because he had the blue side facing out. But, you know, he was wearing something. Close enough for government work. Rabies shots the stomach. Yeah, there is... Yeah, I think it's tetanus that's in the butt. Because if I remember right, my mum went to treat an ambulance, a paramedic who needed a tetanus jab after getting injured on a job, and he sort of rolled his sleeve up and my mum just laughed and went, "Oh no." Ah. Ooh. That last bit of apple juice really kicked. Ooh. Let's put you down there. Right. Yeah, I was always petrified as a kid. There's a saying, never do anything that you are going to be too embarrassed to explain to a paramedic, which is a good saying to live by. Even more so when your dad works in the ambulance service and your mum's an A&E nurse. Never do anything you'd be too embarrassed to explain to your parents, who are going to be most likely the ones treating you. Although I still remember, as a wee little kid, walking to school one day, and this was before my dad was a paramedic. He was one of the transport ambulance drivers, and he saw me walking in the rain whilst he was driving the ambulance and just pulled up and gave me a lift at school in it. Best way to arrive at school ever. The bloody patient transport ambulance turns up and I'm like, what the fudge? And I was like, don't worry, it's just, you know, my dad saw me walking in the rain and gave me a lift. That probably wouldn't fly nowadays, would it? Well, as I used to use in the college, because if you're too ashamed to explain to your mother what you're doing, don't do it. Yeah, and the other thing as well about having parents that were medically sort of trained, as well as having, you know, extended family that were also trained. It's like my gran was a retired ward sister, my aunt was a radiologist. One of the other was meant to be Nan, she was a retired matron. So if I ever was like, oh, you know, wanted to have time off school, I'd be like, oh, I don't feel well. First of all, I'll get all the parents doing it. Right, okay, we'll do all the tests and everything, and you learn how to try and heat up thermometers and all sorts of stuff to try and make it look bad. And if they couldn't figure everything out, they'd take you to the next line. It was like going around to your own private doctors that said they were determined to get you to school. Curse them. Curse them. On the plus side, school knew that if I wasn't in because my parents said I was ill, they knew I was ill. Ooh, right. I actually feel like I can get in somewhere with this. And then I think, actually, I managed to do all this beforehand. I was even colouring it in, and I'm like, I got quite far before. Damn you, technology. So I wouldn't have minded if it was one of my old drives that conked. But the fact it was the brand new 4TB one, installed and sorted out literally days beforehand, it was a bit of a shitter. Ooh. Looks like it comes across as a bit odd, because I always thought that model kits would be brilliant for like autistic stuff. I don't know if you were fairly autistic, and they built cracking models, to be honest. That makes me jealous. Like, I don't have that level of skill, it's awesome. Oh, what's that? Oh, let's just tidy that up there. Yes, hobbies have no age requirement. Except maybe Lego Duplo. Might want to move on to Lego then. Unless they do, you know, legally. I mean, I was chuffed, and I used to do jigsaws when I was younger, and I did one. It took me 3 months, and it said 4 to 6 years on the box. I was like, haha, have it you. I always put the stipulation of or higher in. Hate it when parents see past the rules like that. But Dad, MI6 isn't really law enforcement. Right. So, that is... I'm going to turn this way so I can fit more of it on. No, I can't. Curses. Curses. Oh, yeah, there's nothing worse than getting to the end of Jigsaw and finding the pieces missing. Right. Where are we at? 148. Okay. What I might do then is I'll probably call it there because I could probably do something to eat before I start tackling this, and I've just seen I missed the zipper on the Norgie. And then I will have a go at colouring that in. I'll do the fine detail of the zipper down the middle once I've got the colour on, just because there's less chance of ink moving. And now I've sat here and I've got, do I have the colours for this? We shall see. I shall have a look and see what I've got. So, yes, I've now got to see if I've got all colours. Well, I'll find out as I come to do this. Alright, I shall call this one here then. And yes, I said I'll run off and get food, and then try and tackle this. Hopefully get it done tonight. If not, I'll work on it as and when I can. I may have to order some colours in to be able to deal with this. But thank you very much for turning up. It's been good to have you here. Hope you've enjoyed the stream, even though half of it's just me muttering to myself. Yes, hugs for all. Hugs. So yes, I shall catch up with you all later on at some point. Thanks very much for turning up again. Enjoyed the rest of your evening or morning, depending on when or where you're watching this. It is Nanoha, yes. It is. It's Nanoha in a little skull. I've got Fate upstairs. I'll have to bring it down. I had to tuck him a tactical vest yesterday. Yes. I should clip that back on. I was hoping that would come off, but it doesn't. It's a bit of a shame. But, so yeah, she hangs from a wardrobe upstairs. But yes, we'll next be streaming on Friday. We're back to Nier. Can't remember where I was up to. I know I was just about to start a new mission thing. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, was I going to the factory? I was going into the factory to see the stuff that Pascal wanted to see. So that'll be on Friday. And then on Saturday we'll be doing some more streaming. I'm going to try in the meantime to do a test stream of the new settings. So if you see me going live before Friday or Saturday, it could just be me testing, but I'll put it in the title so you know not to worry too much about it. I'll just test these new settings and hopefully gameplay will come through somewhat smoother. If not, I'll turn my hair out. Oh wait, I can't. Anyway, that's enough waffle from me. I shall let you all get off, and I shall see you later. Bye bye! As you can tell, I've not actually done the end title card, because it's off screen. Yeah, it's another thing I've got to fix. So adjusting the resolution of everything, and it doesn't fit the screen anymore. Yes. There we go. That's better. Toodles.